Welcome back. We have a live look at Capitol Hill for you. Looking to be a cloudy day there in Washington, partly cloudy. Former special counsel Jack Smith is set to testify there later this morning. The Republican-led House Judiciary Committee will question him about his now closed criminal investigations of President Trump. Smith is expected to defend his probes into the president's handling of classified documents and Trump's alleged attempt to overturn the 2020 election. In a copy of his opening statement provided to CBS News, Smith says, quote, "I stand by my decision as special counsel, including my decision to bring charges against President Trump." He went on to say, "Our investigation developed proof beyond a reasonable doubt that President Trump engaged in criminal activity." President Trump has adamantly denied any wrongdoing. He also attacked Smith as a, quote, "criminal," and said he should be imprisoned. CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion joins us live on Capitol Hill now with more on what to expect from today's hearings. Good morning, Nikole. What should we expect from the former special prosecutor who's been such a target of President Trump's anger?
Yeah, well, I think you can expect the former special counsel, as you saw in that statement, really to defend his investigations into President Trump, not only with respect to the 2020 election interference case, but also with respect to the classified documents. In fact, in his statement, he does reference the fact that he believes, with respect to the 2020 election interference investigation, that the president was part of a criminal scheme. So he still stands by the findings of that investigation, even though it was ultimately aborted. And so that is why I think in terms of the hearing today, you will also see a lot of political posturing and grandstanding on the part of both Republicans and Democrats in this panel, because certainly many Republicans feel that the former special counsel abused his power, that his office was being weaponized or part of this weaponization campaign on the part of the Biden administration. So certainly that is expected to be a line that we hear a lot from Republicans. Of course, Democrats expected to defend the special counsel's investigation as well. Take a listen to what Chairman Jim Jordan told reporters about today's hearing.
I think it'll just show that Jack Smith was sort of the culmination of this 10-year, this decade-long attack on the president. It just didn't fly. He spent $35 million and, of course, got nothing. And then, not to mention, he's willing to go get the phone records of multiple members of Congress in his effort to find some way to go after President Trump. So I think that'll all come out tomorrow.
Now, keep in mind that Jack Smith was deposed previously by the House Judiciary Committee, and the chairman said, look, Jack Smith wants to talk, and so that's a big part of why he is coming in today to testify.
And Nikole, you had mentioned that we should expect political grandstanding, folks to make points for their own party. Why then are Republicans holding this hearing to hear Jack Smith's testimony? What can really be achieved?
Well, again, at the end of the day, this hearing is about oversight of the special counsel. And so that's why they did want to bring him in. As you heard the chair say, they feel that perhaps that there were some abuses on the part of the special counsel in terms of the millions of dollars that were spent on these investigations that ultimately didn't advance. And so obviously on the part of Republicans and their duties in terms of oversight, they want to avoid a similar situation from happening in the future. But also I would point out there is quite a bit of animus specifically around that issue of phone records, not just in the House, but also in the Senate, because we know that some Republican members of Congress, their phone records were obtained as part of that investigation into the 2020 election. And so there are some inquiries over here on the Senate side as well into that, although unclear if they would eventually call the former special counsel, as House Judiciary is doing today.
All right. It'll be interesting. We'll be watching closely. Nikole, thank you so much.